Maine, what's good? You're back on Canadian soil, my friend. How we doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. Getting over the jet lag here, but definitely happy to be home.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Crypto Hub, brought to you by SUSHI. Be sure to subscribe. We got new episodes every single week. Show some love to the new channel. We have a big show lined up for you today. The reason that we were able to give away some money as well for you guys who already subscribed is due to SUSHI. Even though it is a bear market, SUSHI continues to develop massive improvements to Web3 infrastructure. Since 2014, SUSHI has continued to improve the protocol and blockchain technology to combine the best parts of Bitcoin and Ethereum in one single platform. So go check out SUSHI right now. Hit the link in the description. First item on the docket today. Did you see that tweet from the SEC? It looks like they're investigating FTX. So this just came out today. FTX is being investigated, or probed, I guess is what the SEC calls it now. And they're investigating whether or not FTT, the FTX token, is a security. Immediately after, we have Sam, who's the CEO of FTX. He tweets out a chart of FTT with a massive buy order, and then says not financial advice, but everyone can assume what he meant by that.
Yes.
Do you see that shit? What's going on?
So timing's everything with these things, right? So like you said, they're being probed. It's FTX US being probed, not FTX, kind of global or whatever you want to call that entity. But whether it's probe or investigated, I don't think you want to have either of those things done to you by the SEC. I do think the timing is very interesting because Sam actually just in an interview was backtracking on a comment he made about like $1 billion that he was going to put into kind of political sponsorship and political lobbying. He kind of backtracked on that a little bit. Next thing you know, he's getting probed by the SEC. And then immediately after, because he's such a Chad, he basically says, I'm about to TWAP this thing. Because obviously that news comes out. You look at the FTT chart, big red candle, and he's effectively telling you, buy the dip. We're about to run it back turbo, Dalai Lama meme, and that's exactly what happened. I do think the timing is very interesting, obviously. And I do think the whole conversation around, is FTT a security? And you could lump BNB, I guess, in that same basket because both of those tokens have a direct kind of relationship with the success of the company, right? And if the token has some sort of relationship with the actual value and success of the business, by definition, the SEC says, well, that's a security, right? That's a stock, right? Stock price goes up when company does well. So it's almost kind of counterintuitive in that, well, what about all these shit coins that have companies that provide zero or no value? Those aren't getting looked at. Those aren't getting probed. The 3ACs, the Lunas of the world, the SEC is doing nothing to stop that. But when it comes to tokens that are performing pretty well and actually provide some value to investors because they're backed by legit companies, yeah, those are the ones that we want to probe and those are the ones that we want to investigate. It's kind of funny when the SEC talks about protecting investors, it seems to almost do the opposite.
Imagine a world where we could have tokens, because as you said, FTT and BNB, which are these exchange tokens, they have to kind of act like they're not equity. They don't give you rights to the revenues of the exchange. They don't give you all the things that you want, even though that's kind of why people buy them. Like if you buy BNB, you're buying it because you think Binance, the exchange, is going to do well long term. Imagine if we didn't have to play this weird game where exchanges and the companies that create these tokens have to guarantee that you don't get revenues, that you don't see any of the benefits that you should see, and then they still get investigated. Like imagine a world where we could just do things right. Like if you bought a Uniswap token, you got a percentage of every single trade that went through Uniswap. If you owned BNB, you got a percentage of all the trades on Binance. That would be incredible. And exchanges don't do that, and they still get investigated. The SEC went after Yuga Labs, I think, last week they want to investigate whether or not the pictures of bored apes, pictures of monkeys, are securities.
Yes.
I just don't get it, dude. Like, why are they doing this too while things are down 80 or 90%? Shouldn't they go after these tokens when they're at the peak and people are buying anything? The literal scams, literal Ponzi schemes?
Yeah, so I mean, you'd think these agencies would be protecting you from the Mt. Goxes, the Celsiuses, the Voyager, 3AC, Luna, Anchor, all that kind of stuff. But no, instead they're going after you well after the bull market is over. You're already owing money because you made less money than you owe in taxes. Your holdings are down 90%, and now they're going to come and kick you. They're going to go after the bored apes. It's just kind of nuts. I think that there's still a very large gap between the efficiency and understanding that these government bodies have of crypto. Like we just saw today, all it takes is an announcement that they're looking into something and price reacts, right? So think of all the people that lost money just on that announcement alone. So still some work to be done. Very messy.
Yeah, I'm tired of getting probed.
Yeah,
they're not helping us, dude. They're just probing, and I don't like the probing. We do
No.
have some coins actually going up though. Uptober, or the chances of an Uptober, are still alive. Bitcoin's at 19.5K, and it's been at 19.2K for like 20 days straight before that. I've only been looking at Bitcoin, but how do you view things this week? We're seeing green candles. I think Bitcoin can make it to the top of this range.
Yeah, a whole exciting another $500 move to the upside if we're
2%?
lucky. If we're lucky.
Yeah.
So yeah, Uptober's been a little bit of Choptober, right? We talked about this in the last video. The volatility on Bitcoin was actually less. I think it was the Dow Jones was that chart that you threw up there,
Yeah.
which is crazy. And even today, stocks up 2.5%, Bitcoin up 1.5%. So kind of disappointing that we're even underperforming this asset that whether or not we like we're correlated to. Usually the correlation means that we're kind of asymmetrically outperforming or underperforming. In this case, we're underperforming, which sucks. But I do hope that we kind of get this midterm rally, this midterm push. We talked about looking for longs near the 19K floor. We got another opportunity to get involved over the last few days. So I'm hoping if things continue to look bullish that we can maybe push to the top of this range, 20,000, 20,500. I would really love some sort of bear market rally to come here before we get new lows. Ultimately, I do think June lows still get run, but I would love to see a move to 21, 22, maybe even higher before that happens. And this 19K floor appears to be pretty stubborn. So is 19K the new 6K? Ultimately the end result is not something pretty, but we did have a lot of really nice rallies off the 6K floor. So maybe we can get something happening here.
Yeah, those two scenarios are still in play. It's either the exact replica of 6K floor from 2018 where we still have 50% more to drop, or we've already done the drop and now this is just the 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 months of ranging activity before we go up. If Bitcoin goes up to 25, like let's say it goes to 20.5, not 25K, that'd be insane. But if it can just go to 20.5 this week, some altcoins, like we've already seen some altcoins start to pop. It's random though. I don't really view it as a smart approach of trying to get active and pick the one alt that's going to outperform in a group of 100 alts that are flat. It feels like playing roulette versus, when all alts are going up, you can throw a dart at a board. So I'm just going to track Bitcoin for now, but I fully agree with that. Like I do think that it looks like we're going to the top of the range. Now, it's just not too much to get excited about. 2% if you're trading crypto it just sounds ridiculous, but chopping upwards is a lot more fun than chopping downwards.
Yeah, I think you nailed it with the last sentence there. It's been choppy. It's not pretty how this is moving up. There's really not been a very clear, discernible trend. It's not been easy to trade. It's not been fun. It's Sunday, it's Monday. I think you're better off watching football than you are trying to trade this stuff right now. I mean, I know a lot of the group chats I'm in are absolutely going crazy sports betting now that we got football back. We've got baseball playoffs. We got hockey coming back. We got basketball coming back. As a sports fan, this is my favorite time of year. So if the price action is going to be dry, if there's going to be no volatility, at least it's happening in October when all of the sports are on TV for me to distract myself.
I'm surprised that crypto exchanges haven't incorporated sports betting. I mean,
Crazy,
right now
right?
with nothing to trade, I would love to throw some Bitcoin if they made it easy, right? If you could log into Bybit or FTX or whatever exchange you use and just fire on the Sunday football games. Or like there was good boxing this weekend. There's another good fight this next weekend. A lot of good fights in Abu Dhabi. Like that'd be amazing. I don't want to bet on altcoins right now. I want to bet on some fights. Like make it happen.
Exactly. And at least watching a fight or a football game is a whole lot more exciting than making a bet on what effectively is a coin flip and watching Bitcoin do nothing for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Bitcoin is a football game with two evenly matched teams, and they don't play. You just have to bet on the score at the end. I mean,
and they're playing in mud, slow motion.
It's the worst football game on the slate, but it's all we got right now. I think the one thing that will be fascinating to watch this week that traders can look forward to could generate some fireworks here. We have Kwon, founder of Luna. I find a way to bring him up every single week, but the Luna tokens are still moving like crazy. You have Luna Classic, Luna, If you don't know which is which, that's fine. I think they're both absolute trash by now. But Kwon is speaking on Laura Shin's show tomorrow for the first time since the Luna collapse, and it reminds me of when Elon Musk went on to SNL to talk about Doge, right? You have this massive amount, this large group of traders who's buying a worthless token. They maybe expect it to 2x if he says something crazy, but in reality, it's probably just going to dump. We're setting up for some entertainment tomorrow. Let's just call it that.
Yeah. So, I mean, if any government bodies are watching, go find him. Like the balls on this guy are crazy to me. That he's actively interviewing when he's literally wanted by like Interpol. That's kind of crazy. I don't know if it's Chad. I don't know if it's stupidity. Based on how the whole Luna anchor debacle went down, I think it's a little bit of both, because this guy was the most cocky, insufferable person while he was winning, and then it kind of all came to collapse. I do think this could be the potential for a sell the news event.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, that was the Elon move to a T. If you would have shorted Doge or crypto in general when Elon went on SNL and spoke and mentioned Dogecoin, you are up massively. So definitely something to watch. Definitely a good find by you there. I think, will I watch the interview? Probably not, but will I be paying attention to the charts when it happens? Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it just because of the memes. I do find them entertaining. I don't have too much more to add there, but I think that people are going to go pretty crazy trading Luna Classic. I can almost guarantee you that. So if you want something to watch or trade this week, check that out. Definitely not financial advice. I'm not at all telling you to buy it.
All I will say, guys, is please, Lord, do not let this man, do not fall for another Ponzi that this man launches, because he absolutely will be. There's no other reason for him to be doing some sort of media campaign than just to try and be setting something else up for his next Ponzi scheme. So please be careful, right? If he fooled you once, he will likely fool you again.
I'm almost ready to be fooled. I mean, if he comes up with another Ponzi that's as good as Luna, dude, I might consider. If you buy early in a Ponzi, you do well.
Yes, exactly. The first few people who are involved in the Ponzi generally do get paid. But remember, if you don't know where the yield's coming from, guys, you are the yield.
So if you're not one of the first watchers of that episode on Laura's show tomorrow, I wouldn't buy it. But I'm not going to give you Ponzi advice. We're not going to do that on the show. But there you go. One trading event you can look forward to. Mayne, do we have any actual trades besides sports bets, besides betting on Ponzi schemes? Do we have any market insights that we should be watching for this week? I expect Bitcoin to go to the top of the range, but it's not something that most people should even care about. Trying to make a 2% on Bitcoin is just, that's not how anyone builds wealth here. Is there any coin or anything random that you have your eye on?
So assuming Bitcoin doesn't shit the bed, I do think there's a few altcoins that look good. Specifically, I really like how SUSHI is setting up. If Bitcoin is able to continue to go up, I do think that there are a few alts. Again, you're going to want to go check those alt BTC pairs to make sure that that looks good as well, because this is the time in the market where if you're going to put your money behind one horse, you want to make sure it's the one that's going to hopefully outperform all the others. But SUSHI, I think, is looking pretty good for a setup here. I don't think you want to long Bitcoin where it is here right now.
Right.
I think you're better off waiting and seeing if we do get that breakout. Okay, can we actually make it above the range? Then absolutely. Let's look to a long for the next kind of level, which to me would be around 21 to 21.5K. Or if we're not going to break out of the range, are we going to have another move back down to 19K? I think we're kind of in no man's land here. I think if you didn't long 19K, sit on your hands, wait and see how we do at the range high before making a decision. We're kind of right in the middle right now. I don't think this is a good place to enter a new trade. But go look at SUSHI. I'll send a chart over to Luke and have him throw it up here on the screen so you can look at it as I'm talking. Potential opportunity here, assuming Bitcoin continues to go up.
SUSHI's the project where the founder allegedly touched a horse, right?
Allegedly. He probed the horse. So maybe he was just investigating. We don't know.
He's investigating a horse. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't probe too much deeper into that story, but I hope the horse is all right. So,
I hope he's all right. I don't know how many of you have seen horses in person. They're very big animals.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So that's a bullish catalyst when a founder touches a horse.
Sure.
Okay. All right. There you go.
That's the point where we're at in the market right now.
That's your fundamental analysis for SUSHI. I'll throw the chart on the screen for the people that want the technicals. But that's all we got, guys. That is that's the state of the crypto market right now. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to wrap up. Thank you so much for watching. I want to remind you guys, show some love on the new channel. It's the Crypto Hub. Be sure to subscribe. This is where all the episodes are dropping. We do these once a week. We cover the biggest moves, the biggest news stories, how it can affect your coins, all the craziness that's going on every single week. And also, we're going to work on some more giveaways for you guys. People that subscribed for the first episode had a chance to win some money, and they won some free Syscoin. So we want to do that again. We're going to talk to them, make that happen. So be sure that you guys subscribe, drop a comment, show some love. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Maine, cheers, brother. Talk soon.
Thanks, guys. Bye.